Hello and welcome to Ask MandRproductions episode 126. I'm sorry it's a day late. I was being lazy, but I have questions to answer from you guys, so thank you very much for the questions. If you have a question you want answered on next week's episode, leave it in the comments section down below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Anyway, let's get right into it with our first question from Republic Blocks. He says, when do you think the summer 2020 Harry Potter sets will be in stock at LEGO stores? I have no idea. I don't know the answers to these questions. I don't know anything more than you can see on the LEGO.com website, which probably just says coming soon, and that's probably all they know either. It's a little bit ridiculous that sets that came out in June in Europe aren't even out in America yet, and it's going to be mid-August here very soon. I would guess that they will release alongside the Star Wars ones, which are supposed to come out in mid-August, at least at Target stores. We'll see what else happens at other stores and at LEGO stores, but Target is saying that they'll have them on the 15th online to ship, and I think Harry Potter and Ninjago and other themes should be included in that wave of stuff that's going to be coming out in America. So that's all I can really tell you right now. I just think it's ridiculous that LEGO didn't get their crap together sooner to get sets that are new that people actually want to market quicker. Okay, I gotta take that off. Beach Brick Production says, since Brickfair Virginia and Brickworld Chicago was canceled, do you plan on coming to Brickfair Alabama in 2021? I'll be there and hope to see you if you come. Well, if I do go, I would hope to see you too, but I don't plan on going at all. They would have to pay me to go to Brickfair Alabama. I have no interest in going to that convention, like, at all. So, yeah, I'm sorry, I just don't want to go. My friends don't go. Maybe, like, one or two of them, I guess, but, like, the majority of my friends do not go, and the reason I go to conventions is to hang out with my friends, so why would I go to somewhere where my friends aren't? The Lego guy says, did Just Too Good really show his face in the review of Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter? Dude, why don't you just go watch the review? Why are you asking me? I mean, if it's in the reflection, it's in the reflection. I've seen the pictures, but like, I don't know why you're asking me. Benny Chung says, why did you drop the 34 from your name just out of curiosity? I dropped the 34 from my name because I had to have it to begin with, because back in the day, YouTube didn't allow people to have the same name. So someone already had MandRproductions, like as I have it, but so I had to add something onto it so I could still have the name that I wanted. So I made it MandRproductions 34. And then a few years later, whatever, they did like the Google Plus integration. And so you could basically just have the same name as other people. And so I just took the 34 off and made it MandRproductions because that's what I kind of originally wanted. Master G says, I can't wait for a day when arm printing becomes a normal thing like leg printing. I want to be in your boat, but I just don't think that's ever going to happen. I think arm printing will continue to be kind of a special thing that only happens in a few figures a wave, if any. So yeah, I'm all for what you're saying, but like, I just don't think that's ever going to happen. I don't know why, but I just don't see why LEGO would put arm printing on everything. And there's a lot of figures that I think don't really need arm printing to begin with, to be fair. But yeah, seeing arm printing on Darth Vader is a great step in the right direction, but I don't think that you're going to see that become like the norm. Like clone troopers aren't going to start getting arm printing. It'd be nice if they got dual molded arms for like the File First troops that should have like blue on the shoulder pads, but that's not going to happen either. Ripman says, what do you think of people already trying to resell the Summer Wave sets for inflated prices? They're a-holes. I think it's a pretty hard stance I'm taking there. Yeah, most people don't like people that are scalping the summer sets right now. It's a very hot topic. Yeah, don't like them. I think that I made a whole video about this topic though, basically talking about it, so check that out if you're interested. But basically, yeah, it's bad. It's not as bad as it is in like other things, like, I don't know, sports tickets or hype clothing or shoes and stuff like that. Like, that stuff can be really bad, but the LEGO thing is much more mass-produced than a lot of that stuff, and like, I think people kind of overvalue what's happening, and I think that you just need to like sit back and be like, okay, I see these online for $50, $60, the first battle packs or whatever. If I wait 2 weeks, I can buy it for $30, or if I drive half an hour, I can buy it for $30. Like, you got to remember that there are ways to get things that aren't just buy it on eBay. I know it's the easiest way, I guess, just to click a button, but like, you can definitely get it cheaper if you're patient or smart about it and you don't buy it on eBay from somebody that you know you don't want to be supporting. Squishy Person says, do you have a podcast? I'm actually starting a new podcast called the Bad Bricks Podcast, myself and Republic Bricks. The slogan I came up with for it is the podcast you'll love to hate. It's not just going to be a LEGO exclusive podcast. We're going to talk about pretty much anything on there. The Bad Bricks just kind of made sense because we're literally going to, I mean, we're just going to put our opinions out there. It's just going to be a wild one. Like, people are going to be real upset in the comments on YouTube. I plan to try to put it on like Spotify and iTunes, but I set up like a highlights channel for it. So the Bad Bricks Podcast highlights, and that is formerly MandR Build, so if you were already subscribed to that, that'll be that. And then I'm creating a channel that's just going to post like the long form podcast as well, kind of like H3 does, where they have the highlights channel and then the main channel. That's what I want to do for that podcast. I think that could be a really good one with Timmy and I, and maybe like a guest every few weeks or whatever, but that's where I see that going. Sir Langstalot Production says, do you think that it's annoying that the Super Mario sets do not include instructions, so you have to download the app to build the set. Yes, I absolutely do think that. They did that in the LEGO Star Wars that the LEGO Star Wars Droid Boost Commander said. That was terrible. I hated that. I couldn't even find the instructions to build part of it in there. So yeah, that kind of sucked. But yeah, I actually bought a bunch of the Mario sets. I'm going to work on a video here soon about LEGO Mario. I don't know exactly what the outcome of that video is going to be, whether I like it or not, but that's kind of the point of it, is someone that doesn't really know too much about Super Mario giving it a shot. And I'm not looking forward to downloading the app to have to build the set. Like, I wish you got a physical manual. That's what LEGO has always been to me. I can see, obviously, technology is the reason that that's changing, and it kind of makes sense, as most people would have access to that, but it is still kind of dumb to not include a paper manual in the set. I don't know. That's just the way I feel about it. I wish they did, but they obviously have made the decision not to. The LEGO Porg says, with the LEGO Bespin set coming out with the new arm-printed Darth Vader, is the Final Duel set still worth it? Yeah, so that changes the whole thing with that Final Duel set, right? Because a lot of people would be buying that $100 LEGO Star Wars Death Star Final Duel set just to get that arm-printed Vader. But now that LEGO has put it in, like, it was supposed to be, I think that this wasn't supposed to be the way it was going to happen, but basically it's going to be in a $40 set that's going to be mass release with the LEGO Star Wars Duel on Bespin set, and that's a really good looking set. I made a video about it. If you want to know my in-depth thoughts, you can check that out. But basically, you're getting an arm-printed Vader in a $40 set now, instead of an arm-printed Vader in a $100 set now, and it does change the way a lot of people are going to look at this, because if you already have a Death Star Final Duel set, then there's really no reason to buy the new one if you can go out and buy this completely new and different set for $60 less and get the figure that you were really wanting to buy the new $100 set for, versus if you don't already have that Death Star Final Duel set, I still think there's a reason to buy it, right? I still think it's a really great playset, and it's got the other good characters with Luke and Palpatine and the 2 Royal Guards, but still, if you're really just going in for it for a arm-printed Vader, then now obviously the Bespin set at $40 is the clear choice as the cheapest way to get the Vader. It'll also bring down the price of the Vader on places like eBay and Bricklink if you were trying to pick one up, just the Vader, so that's a good thing too for people looking at it that way, that just wanted the Vader and weren't going to buy the set anyway. You're now going to be able to get it a little bit cheaper because it's going to be in a cheaper set. T-Dub says, what is the most weight you've ever bench pressed? Dude, I don't even know. I don't keep track of that. Probably like 85. Not a lot. It's not a lot. Like I said, I don't keep track of it, but I plan on going back. I haven't been in the gym since like February. So it's been what, like 6 months because of COVID. And I have kind of hit the point where it's like, well, at some point you just got to go back, right? Like, you can't, the thing is never going to go away completely. And like, I'll wear my mask, I'll bring my Baby Yoda hand sanitizer or whatever, and I'll be fine, hopefully. But yeah, like at some point you just have to go back and try to resume normal life, because you're either going to get it or you're not. And like, that's the way I've begun to look at it. So you may have your opinion on that. That's just the way I'm going to start going to the gym again. It's been 6 months. At some point, you just got to go back, because like, if I wait 5 years to go to the gym, I could still get coronavirus in 5 years. So what does it matter, right? Like, that's just kind of my personal conclusion. But yeah, I've been wearing the mask a lot every time I go out in public. So I've got my Baby Yoda one that I bought at Disney Springs that I wore at the beginning of this video. I got a couple others. So yeah, going back to the gym. Hopefully I can give you a better answer in like 6 months. Andrew says, people on r/LEGO Star Wars are doing 4 favorite minifigures. What are yours? Yeah, so this was a big trend before everybody started gatekeeping on how many LEGO sets you can buy. But yeah, tough question. That's honestly, I could see myself, like, once I have every LEGO Star Wars set, doing a video where it's like my 4 favorite of this, or 5. I would probably do 5 because I think 5 is a better number, but like 5 of this, 5 of that, 5 of this, 5 of that. But 4 figures off the top of my head, Gold C-3PO is definitely up there, like legendary figure. Chrome Vader, of course. Probably the newer 501st Trooper, just because of the story behind it. Not necessarily that I think it's like the greatest figure ever, but that one's just got to be there for the story. In the 2008 style Clone Wars Clone Troopers, probably in there too. That one's definitely a greatest of all time figure for me. So those are my 4 off the top of my head that I just really have a strong attachment to, or think are the best figures ever made. Nation Production says, when filming your vlogs in public for your vlog channel, do you ever get self-conscious or nervous about what other people think? I don't really care what other people think. I think that that's very clear, or I try to make that very clear. Like, you can't do what I do and care about what other people think about you on the internet or in stores or whatever. Like, you would lose your mind. Sometimes if like someone else is coming down the aisle, so like I'll usually only like record when I'm the only person on the aisle. I don't record when other people are on the aisle because I feel weird about it. But I guess self-conscious is probably, like, as you described, the best way to think about it. Like, I'm very aware of my surroundings when I'm recording in the stores sometimes. So yeah, it's not that weird or awkward, but like, it's just something that, yeah, it crosses your mind. It's like, oh yeah, there's other people here and that's a little bit weird. Some guy talking to the camera. But I mean, I don't even think people care either. Darth Vader wants to know what I think of the Ray Park situation. Oh, God. That was a bombshell to drop, huh? So for those of you who don't know, I'm not going to tell you, but you can Google it if you want. It's not great. So I don't know all the details about it. I know that I think like the rumors that Disney won't be using Ray Park anymore. So I guess that makes sense, as much as I don't like, I just want the guy to play Darth Maul. I don't care what he does or doesn't do. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know all the details on it, but that's just the way that I look at something like that, or a lot of things like that. But Disney and Star Wars kind of have a lucky thing there with Darth Maul's character in general, is that Sam Witwer is the guy, I think it's Witwer, is the guy that does the voice for Darth Maul in the Clone Wars, and Darth Maul is, you just paint him up, so they can paint him up and he'll have the basically the Darth Maul voice already, and it's fine. So I don't think it's a huge deal that Ray Park wouldn't be playing Darth Maul in future like Star Wars endeavors. It kind of sucks because, you know, you get used to like, oh hey, that's the Darth Maul guy, but I guess not anymore, so it is what it is. Keelan says, are you a millionaire? Not yet. CW says, why hasn't LEGO produced a Naboo Royal Starship? It was one of the more iconic ships in the prequels, being in 1 and 2. I don't know if it was one of the more iconic ships in the prequels. I think that may be a bit of a stretch, but it is definitely something you see there, and it's shiny. Like, it has that going for it. I think being shiny is definitely a knock against it, because LEGO can't just make something that's completely chromed out like that. One, it would have been incredibly expensive for them to do, and they wouldn't do it because of that. Like, it's cost prohibitive. And two, like, what kind of play features can you offer in a set like that? Like, recently they were doing some interview, and they were talking about why they weren't going to make a TIE bomber, or why they haven't made a playset TIE bomber, and that's because they don't feel like they can provide the correct play features and value for what it would have to cost to create a TIE bomber that like looks good and everything. So I think that something like that is the kind of answer you would get from the designers as to why that hasn't been made, and I think that's where I kind of align on it too. The chrome would be cost prohibitive, and it would look weird in light gray, although it doesn't look terrible in light gray. I've seen some mocks of them, and it looks fine, but like ultimately it's just not that cool if it's not in chrome, and they can't do it in chrome. So that's where it ends up, unfortunately. And maybe, I think we've seen it in like advent calendars, but I doubt we ever see like a full-size version of something like that. And I guess it wouldn't be bad here at the end of this video to talk about the new LEGO Star Wars wave selling out super fast around the world, basically, other than North America, because it hasn't been sold here yet. But a lot of people have been commenting and asking me what I think about it selling out in 5 minutes or 10 minutes or however fast it's sold out at you know, given LEGO store or given LEGO site. It should come as no surprise. Like, these sets were popular. The 501st Battle Pack, I'm telling you, it's the most popular LEGO set ever. No question. It is immensely popular. So I think it should come as no surprise to people that it's selling out, especially given that LEGO seems to have somewhat limited production. It just should be no surprise, right? Like, it's gonna happen. It's popular. It's popping right now, and LEGO just can't keep up with demand. They've historically been pretty piss poor with keeping up with demand, and I'm not surprised. I'm more or less upset at LEGO about it. I think it's really dumb that they didn't look at this and were like, hey, maybe we should make like 30,000 501st Battle Packs, because a lot of people are going to want them, and a lot of people are going to buy multiples of them. Like, it just seemed really dumb to me that they didn't produce enough. We're going to see how it goes in America. I think it may be even worse in America, because there's a ton of fans here in America. It may be an absolute crap show. Who the hell knows? But I'm very much looking forward to it. If you didn't catch my video, the sets should be coming out in mid-August at Target. Right now, Target.com has them listed as coming soon, but they'll be shipping on August 15th. I don't know if that means at midnight they'll pop up on their website, or at like 3 p.m. that day they'll pop up on their website, but at some point on August 15th, they're supposed to become available on Target.com. Target stores are going to be getting them right around that same time, if not, you know, a few days before, a few days after. It just may depend on your specific store and when the trucks get there and what the deal is with that. But the sets are coming. Like, all the sets, all the summer sets. This isn't just the 501st set. So, ton of the summer sets coming to Target stores. And Walmart says coming soon. Other sites just say coming soon. So, I would assume that they would all be around that same date as well. But it's all coming, and I very much look forward to it. I think it's going to sell out really fast here in America, too. I plan on driving around my area and Orlando and such to buy a ton of 501st Battle Packs, because I can and I want to, and that's what I'm going to do. I think it's going to be fun. I want to get a ton of them. I want to make a cool army. So I'm very much looking forward to getting around to doing that as soon as they start hitting those store shelves. So if you guys have a question that you want answered on next week's episode, leave in the comments section down below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like on it, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.